Hello, my name is Niel Burnett, Dr. Niel Burnett, Doctor of Physical Therapy, joined here by George Burnett.
Great to be here. Great to be here. Looking forward to this.
Yep, and George is a health coach, a certified scanner operator, and really got an extensive background with healthy eating, nutritional supplementation as well. And myself as a physical therapist, I bring to you the experience with exercise, and really our role here is to present a program called the Fourscore Physical Therapy Wellness Program that is going to help you get on track with your health and wellness goals with three main things. It's exercise, healthy eating, and nutritional supplementation. Those three things is what's going to help you live a good, strong, healthy life, and then really track four scores. And that's where the name comes from, Fourscore Physical Therapy. So, and those four scores are your resting heart rate, blood pressure, your fitness score, and your antioxidant score. Again, you can learn more about all those scores at on the website fourscorept.com, and happy to go over those. But in this video, we're focusing in on that kind of the healthy eating and nutritional supplementation section today, especially on protein intake and making sure that we're getting the adequate amounts of protein intake to maintain lean muscle mass. Okay. So George, I know you've been interested in that, as you know, as we've talked about protein intake, and we've even talked about, making sure that we're both on the correct amounts of protein. And what's been some of your experience as far as making sure you're on a lean protein?
I think making it simple as possible so that people can actually do this. So I can do this, so that we can do this, so that, ones that we care about. My mother, she's 90, doing fantastic, but, helping her to make sure that she's getting the protein content that she needs to maintain muscle mass. She wants to still be dancing a lot. Good for her. Bless her heart.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, and I love, the snowmobile, ski bobbing, all these physical kind of activities. And so I want to stay on, in best shape possible. And to do that, you got to have the muscle mass. And to do that, you got to have the protein, as you've been teaching me, that side of it, really. I know a lot about healthy eating, but let's fit into that, making sure the protein is in there. So the smoothie shakes are one of the best, simplest ways. If I take a look at what's simple and easy, and still, fulfilling the requirement of getting that kind of protein.
And that's something you did in your juice and smoothie bar. You would offer your customers. You had a juice and smoothie bar for a while there,
Yes,
and you'd offer protein, supplement if they wanted to have a little extra protein boost.
Yep.
And offer that, and then also just the healthy smoothies. And a little plug there: if you haven't made one of George's healthy smoothies recently, jump over to the healthy eating section of the website on fourscorept.com. Check out those smoothies. You got some awesome smoothies, delicious smoothies in there. So my favorite one, Dirty Devil. Okay.
Dirty Devil.
It's like a healthy chocolate type one, it's good. Yeah.
And we need to do the calculation on that of just what kind of protein is in there before you add the protein to it. And my favorite protein to add to that is our green shake, which has the greens along with the plant-based protein. And the plant-based protein, each of those you're getting at least 15 grams per scoop. So you got 15 grams right there. You're going to be talking about amounts. But I find that, there's lots of ideas about how to, to eat, and different programs and different, different diets and so forth. And I kind of boil all that down to one that's really manageable and healthy. And we'll be going through that on some of my videos. But key to that, really, for both of this we're talking about today is, incorporating healthy smoothies. Simple and easy. And yet, I did a smoothie today that had, it's had multiple servings of fruits and kale, fresh kale added to that as well. So, I think I was calculating quick 5 servings of fruits and vegetables basically in that smoothie. Nice. So that added to the protein that I put into there, man, it is a great way to get yourself started and then supply those muscles that you're trying to maintain with the protein needs. So take it away there from.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so let's talk about the numbers. about how much protein do we need. You know, we hear a lot of marketing about, okay, protein this, protein that, and you know, we're gonna boil it down to, we're gonna look at a few slides about some research that we went over when I was in physical therapy school at the University of Utah. This was a presentation given by Micah Drummond, one of the awesome professors up there. And again, these are just a few brief snippets of the presentation that he gave. If you want more information on it and more citations from his presentation, feel free to contact me, and happy to get you those. So really, this presentation that we went over in physical therapy school was, okay, are older adults getting enough protein? And I like to then also think, okay, if, you know, older adults, but then also are all of us getting enough protein to maintain lean muscle mass? And when I talk about lean muscle mass, I'm talking about muscle mass, you know, that we have is really what's functional. And you think about your body, you know, it's made up of bones, muscles, other tissues in there, and then adipose tissue, which is known as fat, you know, and we do need a certain amount of fat to, you know, there's good fats inside our body. But then there's also, you know, we can get past that level to unnecessary fat. And when you think of, you know, what's functional in my body, muscle is definitely one of the things that provides function. It helps you move your whole body. Your whole skeletal system is only moved by the muscles in it. So you think about it, this is something really important that you want to maintain. You want to maintain good muscles around your bone structures and in your body to maintain good function so you can stay up on the slopes. Again, George, you've talked about how you love to ski, love to snow bike or ski bike. That we did that last year. That was awesome. And I love to run. I love to be out, love playing sports, playing basketball, baseball, you know, I mean, and again, we can only do those things if we maintain that appropriate amount of muscle mass in our bodies. So they did a study, and they found that typically there's an equation that done, and this is the equation done if you want to figure out how much protein I should be taking. And the equation is if they take 0.8 grams per kilogram of your body weight, and they say that's how much you take, you know, that 0.8 grams, and you take what your body weight is, and it gives you how much you need per day, how much protein per day, so that you can figure that out and figure out what you need. And the thing is, they did they did these studies down here, and they actually found that older adults lost muscle mass when they were put on that regimen of the 0.8 grams per kilogram of protein per day for 14 weeks. So that's telling us that older adults are not, if you just use that 0.8 equation there, older adults are not getting adequate amounts of protein to maintain and grow muscle mass. Okay, so that was the first thing that we found. It was like, okay, most likely we're not getting enough protein. So what is the amount of protein that we need to be getting? Okay, and this slide right here, I'll come back to that other one real quick, is showing that for older adults that it was about 32 grams. So about 30 grams of protein is what was needed to really hit that level that maintains and continues to grow muscle mass. If it's, you know, and when I talk about growing muscle mass, it needs to be paired with exercise. Okay. But to maintain and grow muscle mass is about 30 grams of protein per meal. Okay, so I might have said per day earlier, but it's 30 grams of protein per meal, and that'd be 3 times a day. So it's about 90 grams of protein in a daily amount. Okay, for younger adults, it's not quite as much. They found it, you know, about the 20 gram mark. Okay, but it's for younger adults, even if they're exercising, we'll be okay. We're kind of recommending towards that 30 range, and we can be pretty safe saying about 30 grams of protein per meal. Okay. Jump into this slide right here. This found that, let me jump to this other slide real quick right here. This one right here was talking about per meal, what they did a quick study and found that most people get that 30 grams. Some people are getting that 30 grams of protein, but most people get it during the dinner time meal. Okay, and that's because most Americans, we eat our meat source, kind of the higher meat source, towards dinner, or we have a bigger meal towards dinner. Okay, but the thing is that they found too is that for your muscles kind of are able to utilize that 30 grams of protein for about 2 hours, and that it was most effective if you didn't stack all your protein in one meal. Okay. And so they found that, again, looking at this chart right here, this is showing breakfast 8 a.m., lunch 1 p.m., and then dinner at 6 p.m. Is that, most Americans are right here where they get a little bit of protein during breakfast. Some are eating breakfast, some are not. And then lunch, we have kind of a sandwich or something that has a little bit more meat or some other nuts or something else during lunch. But then dinner, boom, we hit that. We hit the protein amount over there. But they found that for muscle protein synthesis, or to kind of hit that level where muscles would actually continue to maintain their strength and size and continue to grow, is if you hit that 30-gram mark during each meal. Okay, so that's really the ideal there, is if you can hit 30 grams. Again, this was a similar slide showing that same thing, is that a lot of the times the daily protein distribution actual right here, a lot of people aren't getting up to that. They max out at dinner, and they don't get enough during those first couple meals typically. And one thing to think about then is, okay, if this is the case, if we're not getting enough protein during those first two meals, how can we do that? What's a straightforward, kind of simple way to get enough protein in each meal, so that my body and my muscles can be utilizing that protein and maintain its mass? And so here's a quick slide on a few ideas about how to get that protein. And George, you had mentioned that you've included this in some of your smoothies, but you may recommend as well, from kind of the healthy eating recommendations side, a few other things on here. So the first one is whey protein. Okay, 1 scoop of whey protein. Okay, and that's, if you're doing whey, and this is probably a bigger scoop, you're looking at about 24 to 26 grams of protein. That would be a bigger scoop. There are some other proteins that I've seen that are a little bit less than that, but some of them will have that 24 to 26 in there. Next one right after that is 3 ounces of skinless chicken breast. Okay, so typically a meat source, you can kind of think of it's about the size of your palm right here. Okay, so if you without your fingers here, and you just look at the size of your palm and about the thickness of your palm, that's about how much of a meat source protein. That'd be about 3 ounces right there of chicken breast. Okay, so when you're choosing your meat sources, okay, and you want to try to get close to that 30 grams for that meat, then just look at your palm, about the size of your palm, kind of take the fingers down, but then the thickness right there. So it doesn't take a lot, to tell you the truth. If you're looking at like a steak, most people, when they hit their dinner and they get their steak, it's probably about 3 times or 4 times the size of my palm right here. So I mean, it's a lot more calories than they would really need if you're just looking for your protein source. Again, it's the lunch and the breakfast typically that we're not getting enough. So George, looking at some of this list and some of your ideas there, what's your take on other ways to get some of that protein into lunch and breakfast meals?
So I have some of the in addition to, I should say, the smoothies and the juices. The juices are not going to have a lot of protein in them. They're going to have good nutrition, but they're not going to have as much protein. And then there we'll have some of the other things that are some of the whole grains, like waffles, that are going to be made from. I recommend a good egg source. there's large eggs mentioned right here.
Eggs.
I'm all about that.
And Greek yogurt is on here on this list too. I mean, that can be a pretty simple thing to throw in any of your smoothies as well.
Exactly.
Just, and again, it's the non-fat Greek yogurt that I recommend, and George, you'd recommend too as well, I'm sure, because it's lower calorie, but it's higher protein content. Okay, so you look at that 6 ounces Greek yogurt, you got 17 grams of protein. That's, even if it's just that 6 ounces, you get more than half of your meal's protein inside that right there.
Okay? And a great one to go along with that would be, plain yogurt, and I recommend plain versus, so many of those have got lots more sweetener added that you really don't.
Extra sugars. Yeah.
Extra sugars there that aren't that great a choice. So plain, I'm glad that they used plain here. That'd be my recommendation. Slice banana to go in with that. And then you got 17 plus on the protein standpoint. And again, half of what you need just from a breakfast standpoint. So that's a great choice there. When I'm in favor of and use some of this the Greek yogurt in the smoothie as well.
We got I was going to say as well, peanut butter and almonds. You can get some peanut butter that has lots of sugars in it, and you can get some that doesn't have as many sugars in it. But if it's your peanut butter and almonds, those are good sources too. Even if it's just getting a scoop of almonds, is 1 ounce of almonds is 6 grams of protein there. So
I do almost every day. I add almond butter into it's just straight almonds, and you've got to kind of watch that. You can go to the store, and a lot of stores will have almond butter, but it's about half sugar in a lot of cases. And so get it, if you look for it to where it's going to be just straight almonds by themselves, not any added sugars. And that's a great source on here. So that's a great one on here is almond butter. I personally like almond butter a little bit better than peanut butter. That's my personal choice. But peanut butter adds in there. Made a smoothie for our daughter in Texas just the other day, and put peanut butter into that one. I bought it at the store. It was a no sugar peanut butter there. So another couple good sources there.
And one thing I wanted to mention is that with this type of program, if you design kind of your healthy eating program in this way, with the focus to be on quality protein inside each meal, the focus then is not so much just on losing weight, because a lot of people out there, a lot of you want to lose weight, and that's fine, and that's good. If there's excess weight that you need to lose, then it's a good thing to lose weight. But what's more functional is to lose fat weight, so like adipose tissue weight, but then gain muscle strength. Okay, because the muscle is what keeps us moving for longer during our lives and keeps us functional. Okay, so if you keep that in mind, as that'll then encourage you to not only hit your protein marks in each meal, the 30 grams in each meal, but then it also encourages you to continue to exercise. And that's this next piece of it too, is that resistance exercise is so important with this whole program. And check out, again, fourscorept.com, and I have some more videos over there on leading you on getting started with some good exercise programs. Okay. But do.
Just a couple other ideas on that weren't in that list that I think are really beneficial, and that we'll talk more about in some other videos. But I chia seed, and that's in the green shake. But you can also get additional chia seed if you're getting just our regular shake without the greens in it. Okay.
Well, let me jump over to that and show you some of these real quick. So these are some of our recommended protein shakes to be getting here, and the chia seeds. Now were you saying that's in one of these here, George?
That's the green shake. Okay.
The green shake right here. Okay.
And you can click on that and you can see all the different ingredients that are in there. There's greens in there. There's, it's a great source of greens. Therefore, it comes out green, and alfalfa, and there's great greens in there. And in addition to that, and that's my first go-to.
I like that one because although I'd like to say that I get all my greens that I should be getting, that I'm eating spinach every day. I'm not. And I'm not eating kale every day either. I know it's good for me and I should be doing it, but
Right.
this is a good way to get some of those greens inside your system in an easy, way inside a smoothie without having to go load up on kale for the week or load up on spinach. Again, we recommend it, do it, but I'd be lying if I said I did it and it's, I'm doing it right now. So I just say, it's a good, simple way to get some more greens inside your meals.
Absolutely. The concept is taught by so many out there, and a lot of places, a lot of people would say, I just say it, leave it that, oh yeah, just eat your greens. You're going to be fine. Just get your greens. They're not getting them. I mean, they're kidding, and they're not, and most Americans are not getting them. And so, but we want to help you. And that's why we hope you're part of the program, is I'll be giving you ideas on how to get them. But in addition to that, our lives are just busy. And you know what? And so that's why having a green shake available, boom, you get a lot of greens and you get the other, nutrition in there as well. Chia seed. And then the protein boost doesn't have the green in it, but you can add greens. So I actually added kale along with protein boost today. I didn't have green with me. And so I had protein boost. And so I added some green into there. And if that one is if that's your one you're choosing, you can add some chia seed. The hemp hearts are another great source of protein. It's a great protein source. And so we're taking a look at it, how do we get these protein sources? And
if we're just simplifying it back to, okay, I need to get 30 grams of protein. And, we look at a good quality product, good quality protein like this, and it has good stuff in it. And this is 15 grams of protein per scoop. Okay, so let's just bring it back to the numbers. If I just need to get 30 in each meal, the older adult, you need to get 30 in each meal. Younger adults, you're about 25, 20 to 25 in each meal. So you're going to need a scoop, maybe 2 scoops of this if you don't have anything else in your meal. If you have something else, maybe it's just 1 scoop in a shake. Okay, and so 15 grams in each one of these in the protein boost. And then the green shake as well is 15 grams in each one. And I'll need to double check on these ones because these are this vanilla, the trim shake. These are whey protein, and they may have a little bit higher in each one. Can't remember if it's 15 or if it goes up to 18 or 20 on those ones. I'll have to double check that. But again, these ones are about 15. Again, simple ways to just add in those to your shake into that meal and work towards that 30 grams of protein in each meal. Okay.
Yep. Excellent.
So bringing that back to, but George, thanks for bringing that up because that's exactly what we're talking about here is getting the quality protein in there. Bringing it back to resistance exercise, our muscles are not going to grow. You can eat as much protein as you want, but if you don't move those muscles, put resistance on them, and apply some kind of load against your muscles, they're not going to increase in strength. Okay, you may be able to maintain for a while if you're just kind of continually moving around during the day, but as we age, our muscles start to slowly break down, and to combat that and to prevent them from breaking down, it's resistance exercise. Okay, so resistance training. And by resistance training, I'm talking about, I'm a huge fan of aerobic exercise, walking, jogging, biking, those things. There's tons of benefits out there. But for right now, today, we're just talking about resistance exercise. So that's using weights, some kind of weighted exercise, loading those muscles past what we normally do during the day. I like a program of about 10 to 20 minutes of a resistance exercise routine, and I like including that about 3 times a week. That's really the recommendation from the experts out there, is to at least be getting in at least 3 times a week, if not more than that, of resistance exercise. And again, what we need to be doing is loading those muscles past what you normally do during the day. And what that does is as you do that, it makes everything else throughout the day easier, and in the future easier, because those muscles have gained strength. And studies have shown that not only with resistance exercise, not only can your muscles grow in fiber size, meaning they actually get bigger. So the small fibers that you're using, they grow in size. And they can grow in size from 10 to 62% bigger. Okay, so that means that if you're doing a biceps curl, not only will your biceps get bigger, but something else is that your strength can increase from 10% to 200% in strength. Okay, that means that even though your biceps is only increased in size by, let's say it's 50% more, that the strength can continue to go not only up to 50%, it can go up to 100 and even up to 200% stronger. Okay, and the reason for that is the neuromuscular control. So when you start exercising, within 2 days of resistance exercise training, the circuits from your brain to your muscle become stronger, and there's these kind of little neuromuscular arms that start reaching out and multiplying onto your muscles, and it stimulates more muscle to be used, and it increases your strength. So going through those resistance exercises, you not only increase some size there, but you also increase the actual strength of that muscle being used. Okay, so plug there for resistance exercise is so important. Okay, we need to be including it in our daily and weekly routines. So that's wrapping it up on, again, just kind of recap with that is 30 grams of protein in each meal for most adults. Younger adults might be just a little bit less, but it's really 30 grams of protein, and that's the easy way to remember it, 30, 30, 30, and try to get that in each meal, okay? And that you don't need to hit 100 grams of protein just at dinner, but you try to get 30 in each meal, spread out so your muscles can use that throughout the day, continue to grow during the day, and stay lean, mean, and green machine. Okay. So
2 hours, you're kind of saying that.
Yeah,
that
exactly. Yeah, because that's what happens is with the protein synthesis is, you get that intake of protein, and it really utilizes it within about 2 hours. So it's not like you can, unfortunately, it'd be nice if you could just get a protein spike and then you wouldn't have to get another protein spike for another 2 days,
Mm-hmm.
And George, we've done that. We've worked long, hard days. We've just skipped breakfast and lunch, and then we've just had a big dinner, So we've been guilty of that during some of our show days where we've been out doing trade shows and things like that. But what your body needs, and and I learned this through physical therapy school, was that what your body needs is, no, you gotta stay consistent, in each meal. You gotta get that 30 grams in each meal, and just be consistent like that. Okay. So again, just jumping back here, feel free to contact us with any questions that you might have. This is our website, Fourscore PT, and again, healthy eating, exercise, nutritional supplementation. Those are the 3 keys here that we stress. George is over the healthy eating section. I'm over exercise. And together we tag team the nutritional supplementation section.
One thing, let me add to real quick here, as we wrap up, that making a smoothie shake and taking it along, and then we'll work towards that as well. I mean, hey.
Well, that's what we do now at our shows. We make our protein shake. It's there in the morning. We hit that before we go, and then at lunch we have some kind of we have some nuts, we have some extra cheese, and maybe even an extra protein smoothie for lunch. And then when we get home, then we're not just getting this calorie and protein spike at the end. We're splitting it out throughout the day. I mean, we have altered that since we've learned about this program. So
yeah, we get better and better. So
hey, yeah, we're learning along with you as well. So that's really the ideal way to do it. And just a plug here, this is some of the smoothies here on the healthy eating section. Okay, so plug into this if you want some of the best smoothies that are published on the internet. Okay,
they are. There are some great ones in here. Thanks. And yes, they were favorites at the juice bar. And for a small town, it was the best juice bar in America. I always said, for a small town, it was the best juice bar in America, our juice bar. And these are the recipes from it, and we'll have more and more coming out. Make sure you call us, make sure you email us, and make sure you get on the list to get all the updates as we roll out more and more into there. So smoothies, juices, and healthy eating inside that. So, okay.
Yep. Okay, well, thanks so much for watching. Again, been Dr. Niel Burnett, Doctor of Physical Therapy here with George Burnett, health coach. Health coach is here for you. So again, reach out as you have any questions, and happy to help you get on to the 4Score Wellness Program. Thanks so much, guys, and see you soon.